LGBTQ community faced a shocker in Uganda as their parliament passed a bill for criminalizing the act of identifying as a member of that community. The anti-homosexuality bill was passed by a unanimous majority yesterday. The new law has introduced stringent sentences which go to the extent of sentencing one to lifelong imprisonment or even death penalty if found guilty of being in same-sex relationships. The law also bans promoting or abetting homosexuality along with what they have labeled as conspiracy to engage in homosexual relations. Now, the US Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has expressed grave concerns about this bill. Meanwhile, supporters in Uganda of the bill are of the opinion that the law needs to include a broader array of LGBTQ activities. The bill has been sent to Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni and awaits his approval for being passed as a law. However, President Museveni is already known for having denounced homosexuality repeatedly in the past at several occasions.
Members of Uganda's LGBTQ community are in shock and afraid for their lives after Parliament passed a new bill that would make it a crime merely to identify as LGBTQ. The anti-homosexuality bill passed with a near-unanimous majority on Tuesday. Same-sex relations are already illegal in Uganda and over 30 other African countries. The new law would introduce steep sentences, life in prison for same-sex relations, and the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality, which according to the bill involves gay sex with people under 18 or when the perpetrator is HIV positive, among other categories. Advocate Frank Mugisha is one of a few Ugandans who live openly as gay. His charity for LGBTQ rights was shut down last year.
The last time the legislation was around, there were cases of suicide. So this time, this law is worse than the one that was here before because it has a death penalty. And many people will be worried. Many people would be scared.
Supporters say it is needed to punish a broader array of LGBTQ activities, which they say threaten traditional values. The law also bans promoting and abetting homosexuality, as well as conspiracy to engage in homosexuality. U.S. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre noted grave concerns about Uganda's bill on Wednesday.
If the AHA is signed into law and enacted, it would impinge upon universal human rights, jeopardize progress in the fight against HIV/AIDS, deter tourism, and invest in Uganda and damage Uganda's international reputation.
The legislation will soon be sent to Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni to be signed into law. He has repeatedly denounced homosexuality.
If the law is signed by the president, the worst would be mass arrests of LGBTQ persons, mob violence towards the LGBTQ community, putting LGBT persons, I don't know if they're going to be concentration camps or rehabilitation centers that are so discriminatory because many people are going to be internally displaced.
Mugisha said he would challenge the law in court on the grounds that it is unconstitutional and violates various international treaties to which Uganda is a signatory.
We will go to all courts in Uganda. If need be, we'll go to the international court as well. But we definitely have to go to court and challenge this law.